And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network. Pete Gray here with Rock God Rick Maxa in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup. Watching all the boats, the searchers in, unloading a great catch, and a lot more right next to Fisherman's Landing and Point Loma here. And we have a great show for you here today. John Ireland from Rancho Leonero and Baja's East Cape, and Yuseff Cherney from Cutwater Spirits is here. Really interesting show, and boy, we're learning a lot.
This is great, man. Yeah, lots of fun, lots to talk about, and lots of cool info. And if you want to join it, we want to hear from you. Be a part of Let's Talk Hookup in the second hour. Give us a call at 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973. Or shoot us a text via the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Yep, absolutely. We'll take your texts, and boy, we're giving away a great prize today too, right, Ricky?
You're not kidding. A handmade Anza fillet knife for one of our lucky callers at the end of the show today. What more can you say about Anza? Handcrafting knives in the USA for decades upon decades. The
right highest end
material. Yeah, it's a really cool knife, and it's a piece you'll probably have for the rest of your life.
Yeah, for sure. I love my Anza knives.
No doubt about it.
Cut some fish for sure. All right, let's continue our catch report with the surf guru himself, Gundy Gunderson. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, that fillet knife's cool. What is he? Is it hand forged?
Oh yeah, all handmade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they hold an edge, and they're beyond great.
Well, the surf fishermen would have a lot of the fish still to fillet. You know, it's like I've said it before, the endless summer. Solid fishing conditions, still tons of corbina, very good week of corbina fishing, strong tides, good croaker bite, yellowfin and spotfin, calico bass, sand bass, white sea bass still on the reefs there, and then tons of bonita around, topped by a 7-pounder this week. No fall-like conditions. You know, usually you get some of these low pressures swing through, and you start seeing a change. And we still have 70-degree water, so, you know, just keep that summertime mode going. Hook, line, sinker reported good fishing still on that Goleta Beach stretch. Several legal halibut taken there, a handful of legal white sea bass. MS anchovy pattern flash minnow has been the hot bait there. Lots of anchovy on this beach for several weeks now, and it's just holding those fish. Carpinteria continues to kick out corbina. Wiley's held the first Uptown Perch Derby, and this is kind of an interesting indicator. Disappointing perch-wise with just small fish. In a normal year, you know, mid-October, the water would be cooling. You'd see some of those better models moving in. But the group reported warm water and still a good catch. Corbina, yellowfin croaker, a few small bass, small leopard sharks. Not bad fishing, but just not what you usually expect. Just Fishing reported several late-season tanker corbina up there off Torrance Beach. They had a 4-pounder and a 3-pound 12-ounce fish, real nice quality. The guy was fishing go shrimp, and we always talk about that as a good fall bait. Lots of bonita in King Harbor there. Big Fish reported Seal Beach. Excellent corbina action at the Bolsa Chica Inlet. Bloodworms taking fish to 4 pounds. The guys are seeing them and sight fishing them, seeing them moving through there on the tides. Very nice fish. A few halibut at the inlet, too. Ketchum Tackle reported good corbina bite off street jetties. Lots of bonita off the Newport and Balboa piers. Hogan's reported best corbina action below San Clemente Pier with just smaller sand crabs. The guys are using bloodworms and lugworms, even mussel, things like that. Pacific Coast reported very good bonita bite off the Oceanside Pier. I guess the fish have been showing first thing in the morning, and they're biting, mostly 1 to 3 pound fish, but a guy did bring in a 7-pounder taken off the pier there Friday morning. That's a beautiful bonita. Bubble feather, 28, 35 gram cold sniper, laser minnows, crocodiles, things like that. But still, I call it summertime action basically. And until we see some weather, and we may see that in a week, Pete, I would say we're still going to have another good week of warm water fishing.
Good stuff, Gundy Gunderson, surf guru extraordinaire. Thanks for that report, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, gentlemen, have a good week. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
you
Gunny.
too. Phones are packed. Let's jump into it, Rick.
How about Matt calling us from all the way out in Boise, Idaho? What's up, Matt? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, Matt.
Good morning, guys.
Oh,
There he is.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
So, 2 questions for John. First one, being a non-citizen of Baja, are they looked down upon you driving down south from San Diego? And the other one is, you experimented pre-COVID, staying open later or earlier. Is that still an option this year?
Well, we're actually, the hotel is going to close December 1st, so we're not going to extend. We've had a real good response right after. We actually opened up June 27th, and much better than expected. I have to accolades to all our clients, all our customers over the years. You know, we had a lot of deposits on the books, and it would have been deadly if we'd had to refund all of them. And we actually ended up refunding about 10% of our deposits. The rest of our guests kept the deposits with us and changed their dates, a number of times, some 4 or 5 times. It was really, really encouraging, and I really appreciate it.
And, I might add, too, that there was a lot of misinformation on the Travel to Mexico website,
right,
saying like you can't drive across, and you can't travel for non-essential service. Not the case at all.
Not the case. Well, we have a little subdivision that Yuseff and Ingrid have a home there, and during the COVID, especially early COVID, March, April, May, we had more homeowners on the ranch than any other time that I can recall. And flying back and forth, they say, non-essential travel and all that, but that has not been the case.
It wasn't even, and I traveled through CBX on Valeris, and it was not an issue at all. No, and I know Alaska has a daily flight out of San Diego and as well as Los Angeles.
Right, exactly. And they're full all the time.
Yep.
They're talking about California. Jesus yesterday, they called in from tourism. He was dead on. People want to go somewhere, and it's really the only game in town, pretty much. And so we're taking advantage of that, and it's actually working out much better for us than I expected. Of course, we're way down on our occupancy and our numbers from last year, but definitely much better than I thought. And it really is a no-brainer to go across that border and fly either through Tijuana or Los Angeles. San Diego.
Yeah.
And driving down, people do it all the time, back and forth.
Chris from the smokehouse in Los Barriles drove down in one day.
Yeah,
and he actually said that if you're driving now, it's easier to go through Mexicali down the new 5.
That's definitely the case.
And he says he saves several hours going that way.
It's definitely the case. It's supposed to be. It's open. It's clean and new all the way down.
Yeah, through Gonzaga and all that.
Yeah, less military checkpoints. Yeah, it's definitely the way everybody's running down that now.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are going back and forth. So to answer your question, no, it's really a no-brainer. Be careful. Don't drive at night. Drive during the day.
Yeah,
there's a lot of black cows out there all over the road.
Indeed.
For sure.
Hey, thanks a lot for calling us all the way from Idaho. We appreciate that. Listening to us on the Let's Talk Hookup app. Appreciate that very much.
All right, let's jump right back into him and talk to Mark. He's calling us from Santee this morning. What's up, Mark? Welcome to the show.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, I got well, first of all, Yuseff, them freeze pops are the bomb. They're really good. And reasonably priced. My donor introduced me to them, and I was like, whoa, this is alcohol in it? It's crazy. But they're really good. But my question is, do you have a tasting room, and is it open now?
Yeah, we have a tasting room. It's right over in the Miramar area. If you know where the pyramid is over there across from the base, yep. We're right in a little industrial park. It's a 50,000 square foot building with a giant column still out front, so it's pretty hard to miss. You got some blue neon even lighting it up at night. We do have a patio that's open. We have limited hours. We're not staying open as late as we used to with the COVID restrictions. And we do have a little bit of indoor dining as well, but we're reduced to a certain percentage of capacity right now. But we have a restaurant. It's got full menu, and we've got all of our wonderful products there you can taste, and we do sampling. We also have a tasting program that you can get into with Gwen Conley, who runs it kind of via Zoom. We have tasting kits that we send out to folks, and
cool.
You can participate online with Gwen doing her tasting, and she's a really fun, amazing, very enthusiastic taster. So those are a fun way to get your tastes in without actually getting out of your own environment.
What kind of food do you serve?
It's kind of an upscale pub menu. The big sellers are Devil's Share burger, which is our house burger there, but amazing salads, and you can add all the protein you want.
And a lunch and dinner.
Lunch and dinner.
Nice.
Yeah, we start at 11, and I think we're running around 8 o'clock. We used to stay open till 11 to 11, but we're hopefully one day going to get
hopefully
back
soon.
to
Sample the tastings. All right. Hey, very good. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Look who's on the line. Bart Hall. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning, Pete, Rick, and John.
Now, there's two of your favorite subjects, booze and fishing, right now, right?
Not necessarily in that order, though. But, you didn't think you'd get away without hearing from me today, John?
Of course not.
Yeah, not when John's on.
Well, John, I have to apologize. I had to cancel my reservation, but it's because I was having surgery. So I have to reschedule now when I get everything put together here for the 75th Fred Hall show coming up. How's everything going?
Good. You know what? Like I mentioned earlier, we're busier than I thought we were going to be, and we're up to. They're allowing 50% occupancy now, so up from 30%, and. We're doing well. We really are. Overall, it's much better than I could have hoped in March or April, anyhow. So, no, we're doing good, well, Bart. So, I appreciate your interest there, and I'm looking forward to the shows. What's going on with that?
Well, I spent yesterday up at Cope's Tackle in Bakersfield visiting with many of our potential exhibitors, getting ready for the tackle day coming up for Duck over there, and. It's looking good. I mean, it's difficult. If we were in 35 or 36 other states, we'd have this done. California is going to be very difficult to deal with, but counties, there's variances between counties. Unfortunately, San Diego County is one of the better counties, as is Orange County. So we will probably see the San Diego show first, and most likely we're still shooting for the Long Beach Convention Center, but it's in L.A. County. We may have to be moving it to another venue for 1 year to get through this. But, yeah, we're working hard. This is going to be our 75th year, and I certainly, me, I'm a big guy of tradition. I'm big on our Fred Hall family, and 75 years is a big deal, and we're going to have a hell of a show, and it's going to be great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's great news.
I might mention it's really important.
Yeah,
it's really important for us in the industry, Bart. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead, John.
No. The shows are big. I've been doing the shows now for 35 years, and it's really, really important for us. So keep working at it. We want you to open up.
Well, Long Beach is the world's largest consumer sport fishing show. So, world's largest is, unless we go out to another planet, we'll go with Monk, a guy from Tesla. We've got it covered here. So, but about a little over a year ago, somebody called me from Cutwater and said they wanted to reach out to the fishermen, and they thought they'd want to sponsor the Fred Hall show. So I got the opportunity to go down there, and it ended up being too late in the year before we could put it together. But I got a chance to tour that facility. Yuseff, what a wonderful place. And Yuseff, are you the one that's the hunter?
Earl is the big hunter there, and he is probably the one that talked to you. He's our head of sales. He's my partner at Cutwater. So definitely Earl was the person you talked to. I don't know that we've ever met. I was at the Long Beach show with John. I went up there to visit John and a few other friends that were exhibiting. We actually took the train up from San Diego. It was an awesome little journey, and it was like literally like right when COVID was kind of coming on.
Yeah.
And I remember wondering, calling John like every hour, we're going, is it still happening?
Yeah.
And we shot up on the train. We had a great time at the show, met a lot of old friends, and hung out with John a little bit, gave him a little break from shaking the hands of, I think, the 4,000 people a day that he was doing up there. But yeah, I get out there, and I'm a big fan of breaking clays with my 20 gauge, and every once in a while we get out and do some birds. And but Earl is definitely the one that's out there, going after all the crazy stuff up. Normally up at Idaho at the Flying Bee is where he lives half the year, it seems.
Okay.
Well, we were the last major event in California before they shut it down. We ended on Sunday. They shut it
just
down
made it.
Just snuck it in.
Yeah, just made it. But we're working hard on it, Pete, and it's I'll one of these days maybe I'll get on and tell you a whole bunch of stuff. We don't have. I can't talk about some of this stuff yet, but it's every day. I worked all day yesterday and all day. I'm going to be working all day today, and I've got Jenny doing stuff, and we're getting close. It's going to look different for 1 year. It's going to be mostly outside in both venues, but we think we're going to get it done.
Well, we're excited for it, Bart.
Excellent, Bart.
All right. Nice to hear from you, Bart. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Let's go ahead and jump back into it, Rick.
Mo and Vista is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Mo.
Good morning, guys. Great show. I got a fish report and a question.
Okay.
All right.
I just got back from L.A. Bay for 3 days. Great fishing, limited yellowtail, small ones, 15-pounders. Then the second day we went for the bigger ones. We had about 5 or 6 30-pounders, and the seal got probably two of them. But then the third day we went for grouper, and we got limits of leopard grouper. So that was a great trip down
nice
there,
trip.
and no problem going back and forth, across the border. We had a long wait across, an hour-and-a-half wait to come across the border, but it was pretty good, But the question is, I was trying to get in yesterday about Brutus line hauler. Is that still legal for us, and do we not see
Absolutely.
commercials do that?
Wouldn't go hooping without it. It's the Ace line hauler. Absolutely. It's I have one on my boat. I know Ricky does on his. And the Ace line hauler is really makes, especially if you're hooping deep, it makes it pretty easy.
Yeah, there's no going back.
Yeah.
No going back.
Once you go Brutus, you never go back. Yeah, the Ace line hauler for sure. Indeed.
Good luck, Mo.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mo. Appreciate the call this morning very much. All right, let's go ahead and, there was an interesting text that came through, Ricky, and I'm sure you saw it too, and I'll have to see. It says, please get into the history of the cemetery at the hotel's entrance and who's buried there. The Leonero Tomb. This is from Woody in Sun City. That came through our app, of course, through our text option.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
That's one of the oldest cemeteries in all of Baja Sur. The original ranch area was Predio de los Martires, which means the area of the martyrs. And the Indians way back, they were Jesuit missionaries, 3 of them, and they got sideways with the Indians, and the Indians killed them. And there's a little mausoleum there in the cemetery up top on the mesa. When I first went down, it's a catacomb, and it's made out of all the local stones and adobe. And when I first came down, that was the only people buried up there, basically. And now it's become a real popular cemetery. A lot more people in there. But the military, as a consequence of the murder of the priests and missionaries, came in and took care of the Indians. Unfortunately, wiped them out pretty much. And then there was a large Spanish land grant that they actually gave to the Geraldo family, which surround us on the property. Rancho Leonero was part of that. And we came out of it. But interesting history, a lot of history down there that predates us up here by hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. Hernan Cortez was in there in 1521, I think, and running around. And the Mission chain started from San Jose del Cabo and worked its way up. So Old Mission Santa Barbara is actually newest Mission Santa Barbara. And it's really interesting, all the history down there. It's incredible.
Pretty cool.
Old, but a good question.
You have to write a book someday, John.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, about the old days of working with Keith Moon and all those stuff back in the early days of Rancho Leonero.
Yeah, I really should.
Yeah,
I should. I should have kept a journal, and I didn't. All this stuff I forget. And you can't make a lot of this stuff up.
Well, why not?
No,
make it up. Nobody will know the difference.
Drink a couple
right?
Cutwater tequila margaritas. You'll fill in with a great story.
Hey, let's go live on the water right now. Mike is calling us from the Tribute. Good morning, Captain Mike.
Hey, good morning, gang. How's it going?
Hey, terrific. Morning, how's the fishing out there?
You know what? Usually when I'm chomping at the bit to call on, it's pretty darn good. We're second day of a 2-day trip. Yesterday we fished out west and scratched away a little bit of bluefin. We're kelping here today. So far, I think we have a little over 80 yellowtail on the boat. We have a handful of tuna on this kelp that we're on now, and we're picking away at some really nice Dorado. I mean, for what this has been fall-wise lately, some 15, 16-pound Dorado, which, you know, a 16-pound Dorado is a big Dorado. Maybe not Rancho Leonero style Dorado, but it's, or La Paz. But for up here, we've had some really, really nice quality Dorado lately. Very, very good kelp fishing. Last week was stellar. We had a kelp that we found on Friday. Fishing U.S. waters, we had almost 400 mixed fish out of it, and throughout the week it was just one day after another with quality Dorado counts, good yellowfin tuna fishing, and a lot of yellowtail to go with it.
Well, it certainly sounds like some good action, and nice to hear that fish is continuing to increase. And again, you know, we keep talking about it week after week, but we're so fortunate to have both options in play, bluefin out to the west and great kelping, and sounds like the kelping's getting even better as we get later into the year, Mike.
Yeah, there's been some really good yellowfin hits here lately, and you know, I mean, just it's fun to watch this Dorado change over a period of a month or two as to how big they get and how quick they grow. But we have a handful of Dorado here this morning that are probably in that 15 to 18 pound range, and just really good fishing. First kelp in the morning was basically right in the dark. We saw jumping Dorado on it. Rolled by it, got a double jig strike on Dorado, picked up a bunch of fish. Same deal here on this kelp. You know, you see these kelps off in the distance, and you get the sun this time of morning. You get that, all of a sudden you're looking at a little mirror flipping out of the water a mile and a half away from you. You know what it is. And some really, just really good Dorado fishing here lately. Oh, yeah, you get that reflection. You're like, is that another boat? No, those are just Dorado jumping.
Dorado jumping. And beautiful weather, too, to add to it. Well, Mike, if somebody wants to ride aboard the Tribute, what's the schedule out of C4 Sport Fishing?
You know, the boat's out tonight on a day and a half. I do not know if there's room. We going to be starting a little bit of mixed day and a half and 1 day trips. Starting next week, we're primarily a day and a half. We will be doing our token Thursday night 1 day trip, which has always been really popular. We are an easy 1 day range here this morning, and like I said, just stellar fishing so far. It's 8:30, and you know, like I said, 14, 15 Dorado. We're picking away at some tuna and a little over 80 yellowtail here for the morning. So very, very good fishing. Give Seaforth Landing a call, 619-224-3383. You can book through seaforthlanding.com or tributesportfishing.com, and take a look at our Facebook page. We've got some of these Dorado and stuff that we've been catching lately. Just really trophy, fish, especially on fall 1 day trips. This is what it's all about. And you do have the bluefin option as well.
Awesome.
And I'm looking at a new kelp patty that we're going to go look at.
All right, well, go get them, Mike. Appreciate it. Great report. Glad to hear there's such good fishing going on in the Tribute, and we'll look forward to hearing another one real soon. Appreciate the phone call.
All right, thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Appreciate that. All right. Hey, want to remind you this portion of the show is sponsored again by Anza Knives, handcrafting knives in the USA for over 3 decades. Check out the Fish Pro series and the custom bluefin and yellowfin knives from Anza. They're made from high-carbon steel, which holds a great edge, and they're much easier to sharpen. Anza knives are the finest fillet knives ever produced. Anza also offers knives for military, law enforcement, and hunting. Check anzaknives.com for more details, or see the Fish Pro series at Fisherman's Processing. And when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more catch reports. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
Saturday, November 7th is Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. Seminars by saltwater experts, great deals on tackle, top tackle reps like Aftco with knives, Psycho Pro fluorocarbon, and incredible deals on Aftco clothing. Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, Saturday, November 7th.
Hey, it's time for the 30-second Power Pro seminar. Here's the hot tip for those of us that like to fish with small reels for big fish. Fill your spools with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro. That means you're going to get more line on that small reel. Plus, you can fly line your bait more effectively. Here's another tip about Power Pro Max Quattro. Your casting distance will increase in addition to increasing your spool capacity. So downsize your tackle and use Power Pro Max Quattro. Check powerpro.com for more information.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
The state-of-the-art long-range sport fishing vessel, the Independence, delivers the top quality, comfort, and fishability you look for in a long-range boat. Veteran captains Mark Paisano and Paul Strasser built this incredible 112-foot vessel with the most modern technology and luxurious comfort available. With a top-notch crew and amenities, once you go on the Independence, you'll be back. Call Independent Sport Fishing at 619-226-6006 or check independentsportfishing.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Gotta love California in the summer. Just remember, COVID is still with us, so if you're going to the water, plan ahead, follow local public health guidelines, and make sure everyone wears a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning talking fishing.
All right, fishdope.com reporter Captain Dave Hansen's on the line. What's up, Dave?
Hey, good morning, you guys. Good morning.
Hi,
busy morning this morning for you guys.
Yes,
hey,
it has been.
Kind of like what's going on out on the water, Pete. Rick, it's so busy out there on the water. John Ireland, thank you for letting me use your ranch there in the middle of that mess down there.
Sure.
I had a great time, so thank you very much. It was pretty cool, Pete. There wasn't anybody there but me and my son.
Oh, you got to love that.
Sweet.
And Eddie. Me and my son and Eddie. But, gang, the fishing is absolutely insane. I know you just heard Mike on the tribute. There is so much to catch, just like we talk about every week. There's really no reason to not go fishing. Catalina, still the very most consistent place. You can go over there and catch fish almost every single day. The only problem we've had this week is that dang fog. My goodness, the fog has just been gnarly for my private boater buddies that have been going out. That's just been the scariest thing for them. And then that bluefin outside of Clemente, my gosh, that fish, I don't know, Rick, are we going to see a 500-pounder this year? Man, it is incredible.
The size sure isn't slowing down, man. It's wild. Obviously capped off by that 400-pounder, but the number of big 300-pounders this week has been staggering.
Oh, it's just like a parade of just the giants. Everyone thinks it's over. They start to put their giant rods away, and then they go, nope, we're not done yet. We still want to go to your house for dinner. So, and then down below there, look at it's the thing that blows my mind is Ryan on the San Diego. My gosh, he has I don't know. But the amount of yellowfin that guy catches every day is just staggering, and it's just mind-boggling. And it's day in and day out with all the boats that follow him and everything. That guy is a wizard. I don't know.
He's just playing good.
Insane.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah. He is the wizard. He is unbelievable. It's just amazing. There's fish everywhere. Dorado, yellowfin, bonita everywhere on the coast, up and down the coast, over at the islands. There's just fish. So go fishing. I will talk to you guys next Sunday. Oh, my gosh, Pete, the lobster fishing is insane. The commercial guys, I talked to all those guys, they're having a banner year, just a banner year, and all my hoop net buddies are just really wailing on them on the coast and over at the island. There's just so much lobster right now. With all the other stuff going on, it's hard to figure out what you want to go do. It's just so good.
Lots of good stuff. But fishdope.com, Danny, Jeff, and the boys have all the information for you. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code HookUpNow. Lowercase, no space. HookUpNow is your $20 code. And how do we find you, Dave?
Gang, check me out at yoursaltwaterguide.com. If you want to know all the spots where to go to catch all these lobsters, I just dropped a couple of spot videos over there on Your Saltwater Guide, so there's no reason to not catch lobsters unless you just don't want to.
There you go,
right
Dave.
on, Dave.
Thanks a lot for that, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, guys. Talk to you next Sunday. Have a great day. Gonna go
all right.
for a walk.
Phones are packed. I want to get through. Here's your chance. 833-288-0973.
It's our first open phone line we've had since we started the show. Yeah, good shot. Hey, Kevin, all the way out from Ohio is on the line. What's up, Kevin? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Kevin.
I got a question for John. I got a brother that's got a place down in Los Feliz. Is there taxi service or shuttle from your place?
Yeah, there are. There are taxis going back and forth. A lot of people rent ATVs. Side-by-sides are the big one now.
Yeah, that's what we did when we were down there. Yeah, it was
which
awesome.
is a lot of fun. Yeah, but it's easy to come back and forth, and you're welcome down. We like to see you if you're staying with your friend or your relative in Los Feliz.
Go make a reservation and go have rib night. Saturday night. Right? Yuseff knows, right?
Interestingly enough, the Geraldo family that he was talking about that owned the property actually has a taxi service. So that's one of their services as well as
okay.
Got to take care of the neighbors, you know?
Yeah.
Good call.
No doubt about it, for sure. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call from Ohio.
John in Escondido's up next on Let's Talk Hookup. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Hey, John, my question for you is, I love to dive, but my wife has never done that. Do you have, beginner instructional dives, and do you need to bring your own gear, or can you rent gear from you guys?
Well, if you're tank diving, Pumo's the place to go, and all the dive shops are located down there, and they do have instruction. They do have what you call a resort course, where you go with a master diver, and they check you out in the pool first normally, and then take you out. If you're not certified. If you are, the park has changed a lot. It's very, very regulated now, and you have to make literally an appointment to get on the different spots.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Pete was just
you have to book in advance because they're filling up all their spots.
It's real
too.
busy. It's a real special
But it's
place.
it's pretty cool. But the one we dive with every year is Cabo Pulmo Divers, and not Cabo Pulmo Diving. There's a Cabo Pulmo Diving, but you want Cabo Pulmo Divers. And Pilu is her name. She's awesome, and their equipment is excellent. She does do resort courses, so she'll teach you. And their boats are excellent, and it's really reasonable. We paid $135 for a 2-tank dive, including all the gear rental and the boat trip, and it's spectacular.
Yeah, it really is. It's a short boat ride too. When you go out of the village of Pumo itself.
Yeah, but go to Cabo Pulmo Divers, and send them an email and find out when they have availability. But if you're getting down there, doing it in advance.
Right. And I might mention that there's a beautiful reef right in front of the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, an excellent reef for snorkeling. It's a good way to get in the water and get adjusted to the water.
Yeah.
And it's loaded with fish. We have all the equipment, all the snorkeling equipment, everything you need. And honestly, it's incredible. I've dove all over the world.
Oh,
it's the best snorkeling spot going. Yeah, right in our front yard.
Yeah, so
just right down the steps.
So let me ask you, John, if somebody wants to get to Cabo Puma, which is about a 45-minute drive from the ranch, I'm guessing, something like that. Maybe. Can they rent a car at the ranch?
We have
car
two
rentals
cars.
right
we
there.
have 2 cars rentals, and they're actually pretty reasonable. $50 for 24 hours.
Wow.
And so a lot of people rent the cars and do the loop. Go up to La Paz and then down the Todos Santos side along the Pacific and around Cabo and San Jose.
There's so much to do down there. The
There's
quads.
a lot.
Do you like quadding, Yuseff?
Yeah, we have. We definitely ride the quads. We have 4 kids, so they are the first time. The funny story was the first time we brought them down the ranch. We brought them to the ranch first, and then we spent 4 days, and then we said we're going to take you to Cabo proper, San Lucas. And so we brought them to the ranch. They were on the beach in minutes. They were snorkeling in 10 minutes, and like John said, snorkeling out front is amazing. And they rode horses, then they got on the quads. I mean, it was just an amazing experience. And then we went down to Cabo San Lucas, and it took us an hour to check into the hotel. They were just everything was a frustration, and they actually turned to me and said, "Can we never come to San Lucas again?" And I was like, "Yes."
I feel the same way.
So they've definitely been won over by the ranch. They love the riding the quads, and there are the turtles on the beach, which are definitely a sensitive thing to think about. But there's also trails all around the backside of the ranch. They love exploring around. There's
and the waterfalls.
Up to the waterfalls.
We've taken them to the waterfalls. There's actually 2 up there now that we've found that are in the actually towards Los Barriles instead of down towards Santiago, right?
Yeah.
Which is the other one, which are kind of undiscovered. We've never seen anybody there when we've been there, and it's crazy to find these oases.
Yeah, and that one big pool up there.
The kids
we
were
dove in.
Swim,
We went for a swim in
the
there.
mountains
Awesome.
back behind are amazing.
It is.
And then right when you come out of the Arroyo, you're basically right on the beach in Los Barriles. You can stop at have a taco and jump in the water real quick, cool down, and then and then from there it's probably only 20 minutes down the beach back to the ranch. So
it's a pretty special place. I mean, there's so much. I mean, a lot of our listeners go down there to fish, and then they discover all this other stuff. It's like, wow, we don't have enough time to do it all, right?
Always say that too. You got to plan at least one non-fishing day while you're down there.
And everybody does now.
Yeah,
everybody does. They get on the quads or they figure out other activities. There's plenty to do down there. That's for sure.
The hike up to the flat rock at the top of the mesa there. John's finally hauled me up there, and I'm yelling at him to slow down as he's 20 yards in front of me, running up the side of this mountain. I'm like, hey John, give me a break.
Slow down, man.
That's my morning exercise. It's about 400 feet elevation, so I try to go up there like 4 or 5 days a week.
Wow.
Gives you
a big hike.
Incredible view though of the whole area. You can see all the way down to the Punta Pescadero.
See all the way down on either side, miles and miles. And it's full of caves up there too. I mean, it's just an excellent. It should be a park. We're pushing hard to turning it into a park.
Speaking of the area too, all those new the Four Seasons resorts just down the road from Rancho Leonero. Here's your opportunity to stay at a beautiful resort, Rancho Leonero, for a couple $100 a night, and right down the road, you've got rooms that are $2,500, $3,000 a night. You've got lots that are $15 million. I mean, this is the kind of
homes that are $30-40 million.
Yeah, and so this is the kind of company you're keeping down.
And guess where they're running the boat to go snorkeling?
To Rancho Leonero, right?
I wonder how much they charge them to bring them over.
I can't even imagine. You can do it for free at Rancho Leonero, but I would imagine it's several $100.
And people ask me, "Aren't you worried they're going to steal your clients?" I said, "No, are you kidding?" And they have an Amman hotel going in down there. Yes, it starts at $2,500 a night.
Yeah,
up from there.
Yeah, it's amazing. What's
Where do
happened
these
down
people
there.
come from?
So here's your opportunity to. Well, it's the Leonardo DiCaprio and all those kinds
he
of
actually
people.
fished on El Jefe for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Chartered my boat.
Yeah, cool. Pretty cool. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Hey, want to tell you about this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Always loaded with great information. Of course, they have both the North and the South together, and some of those northern rivers are producing some big salmon right now. And of course, a lot of information on our local tuna and Dorado fishing, and of course, long range and Baja too in there. Check it out. This week's edition of Western Outdoor News.
All right, let's jump right back into the jam-packed phones. Bill in Carlsbad is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Bill.
How you doing?
Great.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Bill.
I wanted to call. I first got down to Rancho Leonero a couple of years ago. First time I'd been all over the country through my job, and my wife Suzanne and I had been down there, and we've actually been through a hurricane with John, and the staff and John were just incredible. The ranch did just fine, and it's part of Mother Nature. But my question for John was, I was hoping through the COVID tribulations, everything else, that your staff, particularly some of your staff that have been here for many years, are doing well and healthy. And have you had a turnover down there with the good people? And the other question was, is Guillermo still captaining for you down there?
Yeah, Guillermo is still captaining for us. He's the quiet guy, and a really, really good fisherman. And as far as the employees go, I have 62 employees down there. And up in the United States in the booking office. And most of my Mexican employees, the average tenure is 25 years. Wow. Most of them, it's their only job they've ever had. So there's not a choice of laying people off or it's just not an option for me. So we've kept everyone on. All the same employees are there. You can expect all the same people, and it's been a little more difficult for us because there's no assistance from the government, of course. So, but
there's no PPP in Mexico, right?
But again, our guests, are just your call proves it, Bill. That our guests really care about the employees, and we've had a huge support from our guests. And over the years, most of our guests, our return rate's about 90%, which is pretty darn good. And normally people will come back year after year, sometimes 2 or 3 times a year. So they become friends with all the employees. So a lot of support from our customers as well has kept everybody in a job, and we're plugging along. And we'll be around next year for sure, and you'll see all the same faces.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All
Thank
right.
you, Bill.
Chuck in Long Beach is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Chuck, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Well, actually, I had a tackle question for Ricky, but since it turned into tequila talk, I now have a second question.
All right.
Okay, go for it.
What would you look at rod-wise for pairing with, say, like a Speedmaster 20? And for Yuseff, you guys make 3 different styles of tequila. What's the difference between them, and what would you recommend for, like, drinking straight versus mixing?
Well, on the rod, Speedmaster 20, you typically, on a reel like that, be fishing anywhere from 50 to 80 pound, maybe even 50 to 100 pound. And my favorite would be a CalStar Graphiter 770 heavy. The 7-foot rail rod. It's kind of faster taper, got a lot of lift in the forward part of the rod. That's probably my favorite. But as we always say, lots of good options. The best thing is to come down and pull on it. We'll pull several rods aside and see what's most comfortable for you. But right off the bat, that's my favorite. 770 heavy.
770 heavy. Even for 50 pound?
No, it's a little too heavy for 50.
Yeah.
I'm just saying a reel like that, realistically, with that reel, he's probably going to fish 60 or 80.
60 or 80,
You might
so
be down as low as 50, and it's my favorite 80-pound rod.
Yeah,
That's what I like it. It's even towards the heavy side for 60, but doable, but I really like
perfect
it for 80. Yep,
All right.
I think it's the perfect
There you go.
one for it.
And Yuseff, what's the difference in the tequilas?
Yeah, so we've got the 3 got the 3 different brands of tequila, and basically it kind of boils down really simplistically to the age of the tequila. So if it's a Blanco, it's going to be an unaged tequila. If you got the Reposado, it's aged at least 3 months, and then the Añejo is at least 1 year. So with that being said, that's a very basic explanation, but what we've tried to do is really retain as much agave flavor in the product as possible. And since we're not adding any kind of additives like a lot of tequila unfortunately is right now, we don't have any of this artificial cake batter or artificial vanilla flavoring being added. And there's no caramel additive. So any of the color that you see coming from the tequila itself is coming from the barrel. It's not coming from something a caramel coloring that we've added. And I'm stressing this because it's unfortunately got to become a serious problem, to the point where the tequila industry is allowing this addition to be made, and people are taking advantage of it. So
yeah, that's not good.
So we've really gotten back to this old school way of making tequila, copper pot still. We're using nothing but oven cooked agave instead of the autoclaves or the faster cooking methods that unfortunately people have gone to in the more mechanized production. And the biggest difference, I think, with our Reposado, and the reason why it's doing so well in the awards category, is that it not only has a slight the vanilla and oak flavor from the barrel that we're using from the spent whiskey barrels that we're sending down from our distillery here in San Diego, but it still retains the agave. And that's what I look for, is this retention of this nice cooked agave flavor. And the Blanco's got that huge, because there's nothing really to hide it. Añejo is going to be even more of the caramel and the vanilla toast from the barrel because of the longer aging process. And as far as drinking it, there's some folks that say you shouldn't use great tequila to make great mixed drinks. I disagree. I think great tequila goes great in mixed drinks, as does any other great spirit.
And all your Cutwater canned drinks are made from your spirits. From our spirits,
yeah. Right. So when you're drinking a tequila, most of the folks down in Jalisco now have gone to the Riedel glass, which is a Riedel tequila glass, which is an Austrian company that makes the glassware, and it's almost like a champagne flute. But if not, a brandy snifter type glass works really well, something that concentrates aroma. But Blanco, people are sipping neat. Repo, same thing. And of course, the Añejo, I would tend to, out of all the three, I would tend to sip the Añejo as a neat
without
cocktail.
Ice, yeah.
And people get hung up on adding ice or not adding ice. I'm not here to tell you how to drink your drink.
Yeah.
If you like if you like it with ice, just use some nice clean ice that doesn't have a lot of mineral or chlorine or in the water. So
is tequila like champagne, where if champagne comes from Champagne, you can call it champagne, or it's sparkling wine.
Right.
Is it the same as tequila?
Yeah, there are the town of Tequila is unique, and it's the namesake of the brand, but there are other localities in Mexico that can produce tequila, but it is specified. So we can't make tequila here in San Diego, or else I would try. So they have to come from different regions. Mezcal is the same way; it has to come from certain regions. And we just happen to partner up with the folks down in the town of actual
tequila.
People don't realize there is an actual town called Tequila.
But you can't make tequila at your Cutwater location here.
Correct. We could make something called an agave spirit, but it would not be called tequila. Right?
Gotcha.
This is awesome, man. The passion that you have for this comes through so much.
Yeah,
it's been really fun.
I'm sitting here listening to you talk about these rods, going, God, there's so much more I need to learn about this.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out what lucky callers got themselves a brand new Anza fillet knife. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
Your vacation bucket list can't be completed without visiting the Katmai Lodge, Alaska this summer. A world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. Get in the action, fishing for all 5 species of Pacific salmon, king, sockeye, chum, coho, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling and Dolly Varden, both in the Alagnak and nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's Coast Guard and CPR certified guides are fly fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in, ensuring your days are fish-filled while you enjoy freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, enjoy fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon. Delicious dinner prepared by the lodge's exceptional chef. Take a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. And check out our trout fishing specials at katmai.com. That's Katmai.com. Katmai.com.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, a summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen, for fishermen in Mission Bay.
All of us at the American Angler family want to express appreciation to our regular passengers that fish with us year after year and to the new anglers that came out this last season. We realize how precious your vacation time is, and we are truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this time with us. It's important that your experience is memorable, from the moment you call the office to the time you step off the boat. Hi, I'm Lori. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. Come fishing with the American Angler family and make a memory.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. All right, the big winner of that brand new Anza knife going to Bill in Carlsbad. Bill, congratulations. You are going to have that knife for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you're going to love it for sure. John Ireland, Rancho Leonero. Great talking Rancho Leonero. Love visiting Rancho Leonero. So I was there right now for sure. And you have a November special.
We do 30% off rooms.
30% off
in rooms in November. Yeah, we're encouraged in November, and great month. The water's still real warm. And the fishing's very, very
especially
good.
This year. Yeah, because the water's warm and everything's late, so you could get some October weather in November.
Yeah.
So 30% off. How do we book a room for 30% off?
Thanks. 800-646-2252, or go to our website, rancholeonero.com.
And of course for our Let's Talk Hookup tournament next June or anything, just that's the place, rancholeonero.com. All right. Thanks, John. Appreciate your time, and keep that place beautiful like it is. And Yuseff, Cherney, thank you very much. Cutwater Spirits. Wow. Really a great show. A lot of interest. How do we find you?
Yeah, we've got, the typical social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Cutwater Spirits, and cutwaterspirits.com. Go check us out. We've got all the products there and our hours for the tasting room. Come by, stop by, and have some food and drinks with us. Sounds and otherwise, pick us up at the local store.
Yeah, fantastic, Yuseff. Thanks for your time. Thanks for being here. And thank you out there. Thanks to Dave in the studio. Adam, of course, our main man on the app. Thank you guys very much for doing that. And thank you all the great callers and texters out there. Appreciate that. We'll be back next Saturday and Sunday. Mike Shane from Hub SeaWorld Research Institute will be here with some great insight on fishing. And then next Sunday, Captain Art Taylor from The Searcher. Going to be a couple of great shows. Next Saturday, 7 to 9 a.m. We'll see you right back here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.